This is more than a video tutorial. This is a complete course that has been designed for marketers, advertisers, and visual communicators, and all of those who want to learn more about how to integrate data from different sources to create a full social media report. This course will give you the background you need to understand all the metrics from the most relevant social media and how to integrate them to report properly. If you don't have time or the expertise to deal with social media analytics, let me tell you something. You are not alone. Many marketers take a set and forget it approach to measuring their process online. I'm Paula Velandia, marketer and data storyteller, so I consider myself a reporter. I will take you through this practical way to make you a great reporter too. So, do you know what marketers struggle with the most? The answer is reporting, and the solution to that painful process is simple: automation. But maybe this word sounds as if I were asking you to become a robot, but no. To be a good marketer or to be a good analyst and deliver actionable reports, you just need to read and understand data to make recommendations. This is not rocket science. That means you don't need to have coding or programming language knowledge to create and automate your reports. After taking this course, you will be able to make it all on your own. I will give you the fundamentals of social media statistics and sampling to give you everything needed to report like a pro. And the best is that is for free. You will know why and when to analyze social media data and understand the most relevant metrics that will be part of a story that you will share with executive level teams, your clients, and share our stakeholders. With just a few clicks, you will get your social media report to learn more about your target audience and how they engage with you and your content. You might be wondering why I want to share this with you, or what my expertise is around this matter. Before starting to create a complete social media report, I'm going to share my story with you. I've been working as a social media and digital analytics analyst for more than 8 years. I have my own clients. I also have work from the agency side. I also have been in the analytics departments on big corporations and brands. And my experience working with social media teams has inspired me to record and upload this video for you. Working with large and several databases is the reason why I had to figure out how to automate as many tasks as possible by myself. If you came here looking for specific information, go ahead, jump into the chapter you need, and don't forget to give me a like if you like this content. When I started integrating data into different dashboards and reports and visualizations, I had to use some shortcuts. One of my strategies was to stop analyzing the performance of every single post and focusing more on the best performing ones. But I noticed that I had a biased view. Then I started researching about dashboarding and how to pull the data automatically, and I found some information and some connectors that helped me to automate this process. Since then, I never stopped automating everything I could. And today, you will see you have an extensive offering of connectors and data visualization tools you can use to simplify your reporting. Why am I telling you this story again? Well, because to analyze and create reports for social media is not something we just can't parameterize or distribute the same report template to different clients. Or do you create one and only social media strategy for all of your clients and just change the name of the account? I bet you don't, right? That's why we're going to talk about why social media reporting matters and how to create the best report by understanding your objectives. No matter if you are an experienced marketer looking for the fastest way to get your reporting done, or someone who has been looking for a further step in your career, or maybe someone who has worked in the social media field for a very long time and you feel it is time to take advantage of the data to create more engaging and relevant content for your audience. If you are about to start your digital marketing career path and you want to become a social media analytics analyst, this will be very practical and enlightening. I also have a video that will give you additional information about everything you should know before starting working as a digital analytics analyst. Check the link in the description box. We're going to go through different stages of our report based on the audience that we are going to present or share our report with. And we are going to use Google Data Studio, which is a free and open source platform to create reports. No matter if you're using another data visualization tool such as Power BI, Adverity, Datorama, the base, the concept, the logic, and everything to visualize and integrate data from different data sources will be the same. We're going to dedicate different chapters to understand specific metrics and dimensions for each social media platform. For this practical case, we're going to use Porter Metrics connectors, and you will also discover all the possibilities you have. Then you will be able to deliver and create a complete and insightful report. Let's start with this first question. Why do social media reports matter? Social media is all about community, and it allows everyone to share their lives without barriers. Social media is more than a free medium to distribute your content. Social media is a place where you deliver your brand message to your customers or potential ones to sell your product better. It is the environment where the interactions and conversations happen. This is why we have to take a look and talk about the objectives before thinking about what we are going to report. So, social media analytics is only a way for companies to understand how people feel about their brand or their company and what their consumers want. With that said, reporting is important because it is about helping companies, brands, and businesses understand social media's power. Social media analytics is an invaluable tool for marketers. It offers consumers a way to perform research and find information on their own. It is about connecting people with similar interests based on geography, lifestyle, race, and likes. For example, people can connect with one another, express what they want, and search for potential matches. That's why the Insights or Analytics feature on each social media platform has user-friendly dashboards giving marketers a clear picture of how their campaigns are performing. My advice is if you are not familiar with this section, go and take a look first before thinking about what to report or not. Social media analytics is the most powerful ally you need to succeed your marketing strategy. It is a game changer if you're using social media to grow your business. Do you know the difference between social media analytics and social media listening? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. One of the terms more often confused with social media analytics is social listening, but social listening applies to one specific aspect of social media analytics: learning about your audience. Social media listening gives you the opportunity to understand what your audience is thinking and feeling and how they are engaging with our brand across all social media. By listening to your audience or consumers on social media, you can establish trusted relationships and deliver better services. Trust me, understanding the difference between monitoring and listening, we are going to take a weight off of our shoulders. You will simplify your reports by getting to know that part is complementary for the other. For example, you have determined that the amount of comments is a key performance indicator for your social media strategy. You can get hundreds of comments, but Is that 100% right? Well, maybe not. What if people are criticizing your post? And that is when you need social media listening, the qualitative part, to complement your analysis. Keep an eye on your messages and comments so you always know what is working and what isn't. On the other hand, monitoring your analytics and the social media performance will help you to track conversions, understand your campaigns and your demographics information, and measure obviously your results. So the question is, does it matter to differentiate social media analytics and social media listening? Yes, absolutely, because we don't use the same tools and the way to pull, extract, and integrate and analyze data is different. Now, maybe you are wondering what are the tools the industry uses to extract conversations around the brand or categories. Depending on the size of your company and its portfolio, these vendors will charge you about 25K US dollars per year, and even more if you manage multiple accounts and multiple brand accounts. Obviously, some of them are super smart, such as Brandwatch, NetBase, Sprinkle, Talkwalker, Digimind, you name it. Let's talk about social media reporting tools. As it was mentioned earlier, social media analytics come in different sizes and colors. To deliver a good report does not mean you have to have a lot of information displayed. Only the information you need to answer specific questions according to your social media strategy. So to answer these questions, you need to understand the availability of the information of different social media analytics and their native platforms. Then, if you need to send reports frequently, you probably have to think the same that I thought when I was basically on my own. Reporting multiple platforms and accounts, what can I do? Well, to automate. There are some tools you can use to visualize data from different sources in only one place. Some of these are also called content distribution tools. If you're not sure about what is the best tool according to your marketing strategy, I will share with you a link here in the description box. I'll be taking you through this course module by module, looking at how we can collect, analyze data, and integrate it from different data sources with no code. Which means you don't have to be familiar with coding or programming languages such as Python, R, SQL, none of them. But if we need to automate, you might be wondering what we have to do. So do we have to pull the information directly from our social media analytics tools? Well, that's basically what we're going to do, but I'm here to show you that we can automate this process in about 1.5 minutes. Now, to do so and automate our reporting in a Data Studio dashboard, we're going to use some daily basis tools and some others. I will teach you how to operate them, and you will see that many of them are for free, and those which are not are really affordable. You will need a Gmail account, a Google Data Studio account, and the Porter Metrics connectors. So after watching this video until the end and press the like button if you liked, take some time to set up your reports automation. I also recommend you start playing with the different metrics and dimensions of every single social media. You will see they're all different, and that's the reason why you cannot report a totalization of your followers from all social media platforms. You need to be careful to report what really matters according to your strategy. This time we're going to start differently. I'm going to start by showing you how a final report looks like. And now we're going to go deeper into the organic metrics. So let's take a look to the Facebook Insights. Keep in mind that you always have to integrate a title to every single report of every single piece of information that you are providing to a specific team. It doesn't matter what is the audience, but probably you want to start by creating some analysis around your main KPIs and your main objectives as the communication campaigns. So for example, here we have an overview, and also I have here the period that we are going to analyze. In this time, I'm going to create a report for the 6th of July to the 2nd of August. So here I have all the information in an overview. In this section, I'm going to show all my readers at a glance the principal metrics that are important to understand the performance of our campaigns or our content strategy. So first, I have here integrated some impressions, the reach, frequency of the content that I post in my social media. Specifically here, I have Facebook Insights in one of my pages, and I also integrated this metric that is the engagement rate and also the page total followers. To continue with this story, I'm going to show you what it is important to me to show the impressions breakdown by viral impressions and non-viral impressions. And this is for a reason, because if you integrate or if you manage campaigns with influencers or content creators, you probably here have more shares of the content. So here is important to understand what are the main impressions that you are getting in a determined period of time. And here I also have a different metric or a different graph. In this case, I'm showing you in a bar chart the total impressions, the relation that it has with the total reach, and also the frequency. So here I understand if probably my frequency goes down, some of my metrics do the same, or they have the same behavior. After this, I'm going to show every single piece of content, or here I only have the content that is more relevant to me to understand the performance in terms of engagement rate or in terms of clicks. What is the difference here and why I try to display both of them? Well, first, because the engagement, it is showing me or indicating what is the performance of the pieces of content that I share in terms of interactions. So this metric can be calculated, and I'm going to show you how to integrate this calculated field in just a few minutes. And this because the clicks are important if you run campaigns. So for example, you have a website or you have a marketplace and you want to send people to visit your store. So probably here for you, it is more important to track all this information or all this content that is performing as expected in terms of clicks. And here by views. By views, you have all the video content pieces that you have produced during the specific time frame, and also the performance in terms of the VDR, which is the view-through rate. So this metric is also calculated, taking into account the total views of the video divided by the number of the people reached. Now let's go to the second page. The second page, it is showing me the performance of the contents. So let's take a look at all of the metrics that are important for me to understand all the performance in terms of engagement, in terms of consumption of every single piece of content. For this second page, I created a different title. This is the content performance analysis. And here I try to include different filters that are helping me to understand the performance of specific types of posts. So for example, here I have some videos, I have albums. So this is a pretty interesting tool because you can just filter and read the metrics in terms of the pieces of content that you have produced during the time you are reporting. And here I also have an overview. This overview is showing me the impressions, the reach of the post, the total posts that I have created or shared during this time, and also the post engagements and this metric that is also calculated and is called engagement rate. Here I have different analysis. So this analysis is helping me to understand what are or how many organic impressions I had compared to the engagement rate. So if it has relation, probably is because I am creating relevant content. So when higher my engagement rate and higher my impressions, it means that probably my content, it is relevant to my audience. And here I have interactions by type. So I have some post clicks, I post reactions, post shares, post comments, and I have the information in only one chart. Then I have the engagement rate by type of post. So this analysis is also helpful to understand what are the next actions or what are the different pieces of content that I have to produce in the future. Then I integrated here a table, and in this table I'm showing or displaying this content by engagement rate, by post engagement, by total impressions, by total post. And here I have this analysis, and you can also add a sort for this table so you can visualize them from those that are performing as you expect, or those that probably you need to put extra elbow grease on the creation of this content. Now that you understand what type of metrics are the most common to integrate in a Facebook Insights report, I really want to invite you to create your own highlights. So that's why I created this box of text here to try to write every single piece of content analyzed and how you interpret that and how you share that with your team. What are the next actions that your people or the team you work with, they need to implement here in order to create more relevant content and more meaningful interactions. Now I'm going to show you how I created this report, and also I'm going to share some of my hacks to create these tables, analysis, and of course share with you also this template for you to create your own report. This report was created on Google Data Studio. So to create those charts and to be able to pull the information automatically, I used a connector. So here you will find some connectors that are for free. So for example, all the Google products are for free with an exception, which is Google Business Profile. And I also have a video here in my channel, so probably you want to take a look at this video if you own a local business. Some other connectors are the community connectors, and these are not free connectors, so you probably have to pay for them to be able to pull information directly from the API of your Facebook, your Twitter, Instagram account, you name them. But here you will find some providers, and the connector that I used for this report was the Facebook Insights connector created by Portermetrics. With this connector, you have a 14-day trial, so take the maximum advantage of this connector with all the fields that are included here. If you want to find more information about this connector and the free trial, go to portermetrics.com and discover here more under the product section. Click here on connectors, and you will find this and all the connectors available for you to be able to pull the information from your social media. I use this Facebook Insights connector for Google Data Studio. When you click here on Make a Free Report, you will be redirected and connected automatically with your Gmail account. So here I only have to wait for the authentication message, select my account, connect my data sources, and all set. Once this message is displayed, you are able to pull the information. And in this step, I'm going to select the accounts I want to integrate in my report. Click here on Connect, Allow, And when you create your first report, you're going to be able to download a template automatically. So you don't have to think twice about how many metrics or what are the metrics that you need to integrate to your report. But here you can understand and read what are the definitions of every single field that is integrated in this connector. So probably you want to take a look before you start creating your own report so you get more familiar with the metrics that are included here. When you click here on create a report, an automatic template will be displayed. You will find more information about the content of this template, and you will be able also to navigate here through the 6 pages that are integrated in this report. If you need to go and take a look to the metrics and dimension list, you have a direct button to do so. You also have a guide integrated to this template. You can also discover more about Google Data Studio if it is your first time or probably you're not familiar with this tool at all. And here you have more templates, more inspiration, a full gallery full of useful templates with real use cases. And here you have also the help center, or if you need extra help, you can contact the support. This report template is pretty similar to the one that we discovered just minutes ago, but here you can go through different types of analysis, such the page audience, page engagement, page reactions, video performance. So there is a single page for every specific use case. And here you have all information and also have some dynamic graphs such as this one that is showing you over the time the performance of this metric that is reached. How you integrate those? Well, it's super easy. You just have to replace the metric if probably is not one of the ones you thought as the main objective for your campaign. And here you can integrate a different chart. So this chart is a line chart, and now it was reduced to fit in here. So every time you are showing numbers, make sure you have here displayed the information about the time that you are reporting, and also try to integrate the filters that are necessary for the easy navigation of your report. Now that you know what are these metrics and you have created your first report and you also explored Google Data Studio, let's take a look to another connector. Now let's dig into the Instagram Insights connector and all these metrics that are integrated here to create a meaningful report. This is going to be a step-by-step guide to help you connect Instagram Insights to Google Data Studio and automate your social media reports in a dashboard. So in Portal Metrics, we develop different connectors. So in this case, I'm going to show you the Instagram connector. So you will be able to display all your organic information of your Instagram accounts. So the reports are not created only by pulling information, but also how you interpret and display the information in a single page or in a single report. So there are many visualizations you can also find in our template gallery available in portalmetrics.com. So you probably want to get more inspiration and probably just download a template and start creating your first report. Portal Metrics is a provider of all these connectors, and we have also an idea and a mission that no matter if you are not a programmer person or no matter if you're not a data scientist, you can create your own report. So with those simple steps, you're gonna be able to create your first and automated report. So let's take a look to my screen and let's find out how to connect and how to integrate your data. So I'm here in the product section on the connectors part, and I'm gonna start creating a report. So if you also have some questions about how our product works, you can go here and schedule a free report setup. But here I'm going to connect and make a free report. For this tutorial, we're going to use the Porter Metrics connector. If you want to go directly to the section where I am at right now, you can go and click to the link in the description box. So here I did the same process with the Facebook connector. So I'm going to select all my accounts here, or only the accounts I want to display information in my report. In this case, it's going to be the same content, or probably I'm going to use 2 of them. When I click here on Connect, I will be able to pull this information automatically and understand what are the metrics that this specific connector is capable to pull from the API of Instagram Insights. So the cool thing from this connector is that you can be able to read all the information and the description of every single metric or field that is available with this connector. This connector is also powerful in terms of the extraction of stories metrics and also Reels metrics. So I highly recommend you to keep updating these metrics and also keep posted to our social media, because we are launching many more fields to be able to create the best report ever. So let's take the next step, and here clicking the button Create a Report. If you started using this connector from the link that I just provided in the description box, you will get this report template for free. So you don't have to think about what are the main metrics to integrate here. And also the thing that it's important you to keep in mind from Instagram is that probably we are looking to the same metrics, no matter if we own a business or if we are content creators. So we probably are really focused on the number of followers and also the interaction and engagement of our post. So here I have some metrics that are displayed here in the first section. So let's navigate them. In this section, I'm displaying 5 metrics. So the principal metrics of Instagram are followers, the account follows during the specific time date range that we defined here. We also have the profile views, we also have profile new followers, and obviously the reach. We can see this integrated graph when where I display these metrics that are important for our profile. So for example, here I have the new followers and the new views. So I can see here the relation between these 2 metrics. And if you need some extra help or you need to integrate this report metrics with other connectors or other data sources, such as Facebook ads, Facebook Insights, or any other connector, you can discover them through this template. Here we also have a product tour, and you can find more templates for Instagram Insights directly in our gallery. Now let's go to the page number 2 and let's understand better the metrics that are integrated here in this connector. You can set up your Instagram pages report on Google Data Studio by navigating all these fields, metrics, and dimensions that are available. The way to see Google Data Studio and the way it displays the information is basically how we integrate everything, and that's why we need to be so creative in terms of how to display this data, and also getting to know better our audience, our final audience. Who are our collaborators? Who is this person who's gonna receive this information directly from us as we are their analyst? So this is important you to feel or take some minutes to understand better what is your final audience. So what is that person? What are their interests in terms of what is the content or main question this person could have around the content strategy or the campaign itself. So here I have, for example, all the metrics that are relevant to understand the interactions in my profile. So here, for example, I have all the tabs in a website, in a link to a website, or taps here on the link to a phone. So for example, if I own a local business, to me it is really important. If I run a gym or probably a local cafe or a library, that could be a really useful resource. Or here, for example, taps on emails. If I'm an influencer and some of my contacts are going directly to my email address and they can send me an email, so to me that could be really relevant. And also taps on directions link. This one is really good when you own a restaurant or you manage the accounts of a restaurant, because people are watching or are looking your content and looking your photos, and they are craving to taste a plate or a dinner dish that you offer in your restaurant. So here, let's go to this section and understand these metrics better. So here I'm displaying, for example, only the interactions that are directly in the profile. If you go to your Instagram account, you will see that all these metrics or all these interactions are main actions that a user can take after watching or seeing your content in this platform. Now let's understand better the dimensions. So here, for example, are all the dimensions are all of them that are qualitative. So for example, here we have the account biography, the account ID, the account name, the user account, the account of this, the name of this account, and probably you can also find pictures and some other information that is qualitative. So let's take a look here and see what are the metrics that, or the dimensions that are important for this section. To create charts, it's important to select the dimensions. So for example, if I want to show this as graph that is taking into account the time and also a metric, it is important we select the dimension profile date. And here, for example, the metric is different. The metric, or the way to differentiate the metrics from dimensions in your Google Data Studio connector, no matter what type of connector you're using, you will identify them because probably you will find here an icon or an ABC instead of a number. When there is a number, a 1, 2, 3, it means that probably it's a metric. So this is only a hack that I use often to identify what are the dimensions and what are the metrics. Now let's go to the next page. The next page is post. And this is something cool that I really like to include in my reports, and is the title of every single page, so it is easy for the users or the final reader of my report to identify what is the content of every single page. So we can rename it, and we can also integrate an icon, so that's a really cool resource that I highly recommend you to use. Now that you know how to identify the metrics and differentiate them from the dimensions, it is important you also consider integrate all these metrics in a table, because it is easier when we are getting familiar with any content or any platform that is able to create reports. So here, for example, with this table, I'm able to display all the images, the captions. For example, this metric that is pretty cool, that is the first 3 comments of every single piece of content, and also the date. I highly recommend you to post the date first, and then you go deeper with other information. So here, why I integrate the date before this analysis, because it allows me to sort by time. Or here, if I want to add a sort, it is pretty simple to create as well. I click here on secondary sort and select the metric that is more relevant to me. In this case, I'm going to select the post engagement. So I will be able to display from the higher engagement to the lower engagement. So this is only a resource you can use to visualize your information better. There are also cool resources here. For example, the thing that I like the most here about this connector and obviously about Google Data Studio is that you can display images. With this connector, we can display the ad creatives or your content creatives and how they have been performing during this specific frame of time. Now let's get back to the metrics and dimensions and understand this analysis that I have created here. I also integrated some filters in this visualization, but let's take a look here and how I integrated different resources to visualize my information better. In this case, I integrated the post reach, the post likes, the post comments, the post saves, and obviously the engagement. So let's name this field. And the formula integrates all the interactions like likes. So when you start typing, the metric will be displayed. I also can add all the post comments, post saves, and finally divide this metric by the post reach. I'm going to select the type of this metric. It will be a percentage, and I'm not going to add a comparison here, but I'm going to apply here, and let's create this metric as an average and then apply. Now I have this calculated field. To get back to my table, let's see how we can visualize this better. So when I go here and select the style, I will see if I want to display this on a bar, if I want to display the number, if I want to display, for example, a heat map. So let's see what's the best visualization for this metric. As it was the last one that I created or that I integrated to this table, it is easy to me to visualize and understand where is it. So in this case, I'm going to define what is the type of metric or field that I want to show. Here I can display the number, or I can display not only the number but also a heat map. This visualization is pretty interesting to me because here it is a very visual form to read the analysis and all the information in terms of engagement of my post. So now let's see what are other metrics or other dimensions that I can integrate to my report. Now let's get to the last part of this report, and this section is probably my favorite. Here I'm going to analyze the audience, and with Instagram data you can have an idea of what are those people that are getting more related or more engaged with your content. So probably here you will find what are these countries, or what are their gender, or what are, for example, other metrics that are relevant to understand our audience, such as age. So here I wanted to include a map to visualize better this information. I also added a filter here so I can visualize the information for only one of my accounts or all of the accounts that I have selected at the beginning of this report or when I created it. But it doesn't mean that you cannot get back and select more accounts or only create the report for a specific account. With this filter applied, you will see that the number is changing. Now I have only 19 countries that are integrating the principal or the main audience of my account. And I also have a chart for the gender. I can also select a filter and see what is the audience that are, or the people that are more engaged with my content. And last but not least, I'm going to take a look to these important metrics that are related to the stories. So probably this one is the most important feature now that we are creating content basically daily around different content buckets or different topics that are relevant for our audience. In this case, I'm going to show you what the information is the most relevant to display in your dashboards. So for example, here when you go to the metrics section, you will see all the exits, the replies, the story reach, or the story impressions. These are the metrics available with this connector, and you also can create charts to integrate two metrics. In this case, I integrated the stories replies and the story impressions. So to me, it is important as well to understand what are the exits. So for example, if I had a huge amount of impressions, but I'm not getting as much interactions, that's probably because people are clicking the exit button. I also wanted to show you a different template so you can visualize this information differently. This template is included with this video, so click on the comment section to go directly to this template and download it for free. In this template, I'm displaying all the metrics that are relevant to understand the performance of my profile, also my audience and my followers. So in this case, I have displayed the information of total followers and the total follows. So this means that people who are my followers, and in this case is the people I follow. And here I have the profile views, the profile new followers, and the profile reach. Then I have information of my account, so all the demographics, so where are those cities that are where my audience live, and also here I have the graph that is a breakdown by age and by gender. And in this page, I have the information related with my post. So this field is a pretty interesting one. So let's see how we can change, because here you will probably are asking why I can display the post picture, but I'm only seeing a link. So let's fix this error. So it's pretty simple to fix and modify. What I'm going to do is to edit this report template. And once I'm here and I select this field, you will see that here is a pencil. So it means you can edit this one. So you're gonna click here and going to select the type. So in this case, we are not going to display an URL, but we are going to display an image. So that's how you can fix this error every time you want to display an image instead of a link. And the other curious thing here is that probably you can change the name, because probably you don't want this name, or you have a different name for a metric, or maybe it is not your native language or the language that you want to share your report. So you can here select a different name for this. So in this case, I'm going to use the caption description. So now you will see here the field just was replaced for the name that I put here on the first part of this table. And now I'm visualizing here all the information of my campaigns and also the caption. I really hope this tutorial was helpful for you in terms of understanding how to integrate and visualize information about your Instagram Insights campaigns. You can also get to know more about this product if you go to portermetrics.com and select this connector directly from the connector section. And obviously keep watching this tutorial to understand other metrics from different platforms such as LinkedIn and Twitter. To use a social media template or not to use it. Let's talk about social media reporting templates. Well, you can use a template if you're not quite familiar with the data, or maybe you are only following an established process on your company or agency. There are several report templates you can just copy and paste and report numbers, but in this module we are going to talk about templates with a purpose. If you want to dive into an infinite pool of templates, you can go to the resources section at portermetrics.com and then click on the templates to download the one that fits your needs. Maybe you need some inspiration to create a specific visualization to deliver relevant information to your clients. If that's your case, you definitely can use a template. When you are exploring a Data Studio templates gallery, make sure you're looking for specific use cases more than only generic terms such as social media report template. I will show you what I call a template with a purpose. First, think about the question you want to answer. What is the campaign or the content strategy aiming for? What is that goal you need to achieve? Let me go to the Porter Metrics Templates gallery. I will show you a template that I have created. With this template, I'm going to show you how to report the data that matters according to how every single platform works. This one is probably my favorite social media platform. And the reason why it is because I spent a lot of time scrolling and consuming content in this platform. And if you are an advertiser, you probably are thinking on create campaigns here to address the right communication to the right audience every single minute. So this time we're going to understand what are the most relevant metrics to integrate in a social media report when talking about TikTok ads. With this report, you can understand and visualize the most relevant metrics to determine the success of your TikTok ads campaigns. You can also share these dashboards daily, weekly, or monthly to make better and faster decisions around your ads strategy. This TikTok ads overview report for Google Data Studio is comprehensive and it covers from the most meaningful information around what are the contents and its performance, and obviously the performance in terms of cost and spend. This template contains a conversion funnel here where you can see the money or the budget that you have and how it has been spent, and also the impressions obtained and obviously the conversions. Then you can also see the audience that you are targeting, the gender of your consumers of the content, and obviously the impressions by age. Here you also have information about the content itself. So here you have the reach of the content, and you also have video play actions and this metric that is too relevant for me, and this is the average video play. This is probably my favorite part of this report because here we can see the information of every single piece of content. So here I have also the thumbnail of the content that I shared on the social media, obviously the text because probably we are doing some A/B testing, so this is really important to have not only the thumbnail but the text. Also, the impressions obtained by every or by a specific piece of content also have clicks, cost, and impressions, and obviously you can display cost, clicks, impressions, campaign objectives. This one, for example, is the CPM, and you can switch between the metric that is more relevant for your business or for your content strategy. Now I'm going to show you how I got here to this report and how you can integrate your data in a really comprehensive visualizations like this. I just typed portermetrics.com on my Explorer and went here to through the resources tab and here on templates. Then I looked for this specific section that is focused on TikTok ads and download this report. Then you only have to follow the steps here. You can start by downloading this template, and if you need extra help, you can also contact our support team. There is also another way to get here and create your first report with TikTok ads. So here, if you are on Google Data Studio and you look for this data source, you can start typing here TikTok and you will see this little blue cat. And you can just click here and start connecting with your accounts. If you go to the gallery, you can also see different visualizations of this metric around TikTok ads. So here, if you go and explore, you will see there are different visualizations you can use to get inspired, and obviously if you want to save time when creating your first report. There is one thing more. With Google Data Studio, you can integrate different data sources. For example, I have here different social media. I integrated here some information about my TikTok ads, and this is the perfect transition to explore our next connector, Twitter. Now let's explore our Twitter analytics. So here we have two sections. Once you are here on twitter.com, you will see your account. And here you will see two buttons. The first one is Twitter ads and the other one is Twitter analytics. Let's go here to Twitter analytics. So here you will discover an overview of your main metrics. So these are the most relevant metrics to track in this platform. And this is one of my favorites because you are measuring here the impact of your ads and obviously your organic content. Here you also have some additional metrics like profile visits and mentions and followers. This is also a great overview if it is the first time you are here exploring the analytics. And here you will see there are some other metrics that are complementary. So for example, we have our videos. In case you have this type of content shared in your Twitter account, you will see the performance day by day. Here you can also explore your metrics and see the performance in a specific period and time. So here, for example, you can go to the previous month or even go a little bit behind of the period we are at. Since 2014, Twitter Analytics has been available for all accounts, whether you are a business or you have a personal profile, which is amazing because you can explore the tools and the complementary metrics and everything here in this platform, no matter if you manage a huge account or you are just starting your own business. This dashboard is dynamic, so here you will see the performance of your ads and your organic tweets. And here you can explore by menu if you want to go to your top tweets or tweets and replies or promoted tweets. Here you have a description of the metrics and here you have an overview over time. You can also go here and export your data by tweet or by day. You can export it on a CSV file and obviously you can create your own visualization based on the data that you're pulling. But today we are going to automate this process. So let's take a look at a template that I have created for this specific social media. For this automation process, I'm gonna look for a connector. So I'm gonna type here on the search bar at Google Data Studio, Twitter. This time I'm gonna use the Porter Metrics connector and I'm gonna click here on Twitter Organic Analytics because I want to connect my organic data. This is similar that we already saw on LinkedIn and on Facebook. So I'm gonna click here and then here to authorize the connection. I'm gonna follow this process and I'm gonna choose here this option, connect with my account, my Google account, and all done. This report contains two different data sources. The first one is Twitter ads and the other one is Twitter Organic Analytics. Let's go and click here and understand how we can get access to this Twitter ads. So first, if we are here, we can go through this three dots menu and see if we have access to Twitter ads. You will see your accounts that are connected under this business. There is also another way to get access to our Twitter and ads account. So here you can sign up for Twitter ads, clicking on this blue button, and you will see all the accounts that are under this business. Getting back to this template, I'm going to start pulling the information that is important for me to read the performance of my metrics. So the first page is dedicated to Twitter ads, and here I have a report according to the different objectives that I have in my campaign. So here I have the clicks objective, engagement objective, and follows objective. Then I can see some metrics in terms of results, the performance, and obviously the ads spent. On the other page, I will see the impressions, the Twitter engagements, and different metrics that are important for me to read how my organic campaign is performing and how my account is relevant for my audience or not. So let's pull the information and have this report finished. Now we're going to add the data source to our report. So I'm going to choose this one. This is Twitter ads, and this one, Twitter Organic Analytics. Let's start by this one. I'm going to press this button and authorize the app to connect with my API or my account of Twitter. This message will appear and I click here to select my new connection. I need to be logged into my account, my Twitter account, so once I'm here, I will see this message and I'm gonna click here and authorize this app. And once my account is selected here, I'm going to choose this next step. Close here. And now I'm going to select my account here. So I can select all the accounts that I have under my name, or I just can select the account that I just authorize here. And probably I see this error when I start connecting my data for the first time. So I'm gonna click here on Add Data and see my data sources. Now I see here that I don't have connected my Twitter ads. So let's do so. You can find your data source by going here, portermetrics.com/connectors, and selecting the connector that you need. So in this case, we're going to use the Twitter ads connector. Click here on Start Now, and I'm gonna click here on Make a Report. I can connect my account from this part of the website, or I can also go to the Google Data Studio library and select this connector. I'm going to do the same steps that I've done for the Twitter Analytics connector. So here I'm authorizing this app, but here we have a different structure of our data, because here we're only able to see the ad section of these accounts. Now the process is similar, but as you are going to see here, we have different and more accounts. So here I have this button and this section, so I can select all available accounts. I'm going to do the same process here, allow to include more data, and connect. Every time you connect directly from the website, you will see a new report is going to be included here. So you can start by clicking here on Create a Report, or you just can get out from this window and getting back to your report. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm getting back here to my report and I'm going to add my data. I'm going to click here and select Data Source and look for my connection here. I can click on this pencil and the new option will be displayed here to integrate my data. I'm clicking here on Done, and now my data is being pulled. So now let's go to the next page of this report and see the Twitter's Analytics connection. My data is loading, so I just need to make sure I have here the right account. So every time I need to confirm that, I can click here on that pencil and see if my account is connected. My data is ready. Now it is time for you to start exploring this tool. You can also do this with your personal account, so you don't need to have a business to try this connector and see what are your engagements, your impressions, your likes, and your interactions with your content. Now it is time to discover what are the metrics behind the strategy of LinkedIn. So, well, Here we have two different data sources. The first one is LinkedIn pages and the other one is LinkedIn ads. So let's take a look to this report template that we have created, and you will see that I have all the information that is necessary to understand the performance of our profile. Before getting into this report, I want to show you the part or the analytics section in LinkedIn. So here we have different layers of information. If you click here and go to the analytics tab, you will see that there are different types of metrics in terms of visitors, updates, followers, competitors, and of course leads. So I highly recommend you to get familiar with these metrics before exploring any analytics tool. So here, I have information related to my profile, and this is the only one that I'm going to display here because this will be an integrated report. So I don't want to overwhelm my team in terms that they receive a huge report with a lot of metrics that are really hard to understand and visualize. You can use this LinkedIn Pages Insights template to display your key company's profile metrics in a simple and dynamic visualization. Keep an eye on your content strategy, and using this dashboard you will see the main insights to discover what are the actions that you have to take related to the content you share in your LinkedIn page. As you can see here, I have two data sources. Well, the first one is related to LinkedIn ads, and you will be able to display and see what are the metrics that are integrated in our report. And here you will see the difference between the LinkedIn pages metrics. So this section is focused more on the organic part, and this section that is telling me the performance of my page. In this report, you can visualize all the metrics that you need to track constantly in order to improve or to address the right message to your target audience in LinkedIn company pages. So you can check it, and every time you need to integrate a new metric, you can do this by editing this report. In this first section, I'm displaying three types of analysis. The first one is related to the audience. The second one is related to my followers. And the third one is related to the performance of my page overall. Also, I integrated here a table where you can see there is little display or an analysis about the content performance of my LinkedIn page. And here I have some industries, and here I have a donut graph, and here I have a map to understand the followers and where are they from. Once you click here or at any graph, you will see the metrics that are integrated here. Probably you don't need to display the same metrics because your analysis will be focused, or probably is focused on different contents or in different KPIs. So I recommend you to go through the objectives of your campaign or your communication objectives and see what are the most common metrics or the most important metrics that you need to visualize information in a single report. In this case, I have two metrics that to me are important in terms of relevance. In this case, I'm measuring the reach and also the impressions. As you can see here, there is a gap, or there is a difference between these two metrics. And the impressions is because these are the times that a message or content is displayed in any of our screens. And here the reach is different because here is more the audience that you are reaching. So who's this person or who's this user that is seeing your content? So here the relation, it is so important to me. I also integrated a third metric here to see if there is relevance or if there is any relation in terms of what I'm displaying and how my people or how my audience is responding to any single message that I am creating and sharing through my LinkedIn pages. The second one, this section is focused more on the type of followers that I have and obviously how my growth looks like. In this case, I have two metrics. I have the new organic followers and I have also the new paid followers. But here, as you can see, is a complementary analysis of this metric that I am displaying here, that is new followers. In this section, I have the engagement or the performance of my content and how this content is, I will understand if my content is relevant or not to my audience. I also have here complementary metrics that are reactions and obviously the engagement rate. I have here the page views, and this is also really important to me to read the relation between the engagement of my page and how my content is visualized or consumed by the users that are looking at my content. And last but not least, I have the information of my post. So if I go here, I will see metrics like engagement rate. I will see here the CTR, that it is also important when I have a website and I need to drive my audience. So for example, I work on the HR of a company, and to me it's really important that new applicants get into that link. So probably I pull that information and I put that link here to make sure that people are landing into my content on my website. So here I will have new candidates and we'll have more people who are applying to the position that I have open. And also here is important to understand that the relevance of this social media is based on the reactions and the comments that my content received. So if in this case I have 36 reactions, it is probably that I have more CTR, a higher CTR, and a higher engagement rate. So that's why it is important to integrate different metrics in only one analysis. And here I have some industries that helps me a lot in the content creation. So for example, here I have information that the 29% of my of the people who follow me is working on the sales industry. I also have here a 27% that are working on operations and accounting business or different industries that are relevant to the content that I share. And here is the a map of the location where my followers are from. Let's go to the next page of this report. In this section, you will see similar metrics than those that we already saw on the first page, but here these are focused only on the paid side. So here I have, for example, reach, I have impressions, I have frequency. I don't have any account connected here, I don't have ads running right now at this moment. So for example, that's why you will see everything on 0, but I'm gonna go through the different metrics and why they are important to your strategy. Here you will find some questions, and these questions probably are the most frequently asked questions that you will face working on digital marketing industry. You will see that there is like a really common question, that is how my campaign is performing. Well, you can discover that, or you can get to the answer to that question based on the metrics that you defined or that you have determined as the main indicators to visualize or to be able to answer those questions. For example, if that is in terms of cost, I probably need to understand what is the click-through rate that I deliver with a specific amount of money that I have determined as the budget for this campaign or for any specific piece of content. I also have here another question, that is the cost per action, and this one is really important because it is different depending on the industry that we are working at. Here I have the information of my campaigns in a specific period, and also I have here a table, so I will see the campaign grouped by name, and also I will identify how many clicks I had got during this specific time, and also what is the click-through rate, and also what is the cost per click, and obviously the leads if that is one of my goals. If you want to understand deeper what are the metrics that are important to integrate in your report, you can go here to portermetrics.com and discover every single tutorial that we have prepared for our connectors. So here you can see some use cases. You will see here how to connect your LinkedIn ads or your LinkedIn pages to Google Data Studio. You can also start your free trial by clicking here in this button. So probably that will make your life easier. Here you can determine what is the data source that you want to include in your report. In this case, I'm gonna use the LinkedIn Pages connector, and you will see that an automatic template will be delivered to you as soon as you connect your data with Google. There is also one cool thing that I want to share with you. And this time you can go here to the Resources tab and click here on Templates. Once you're here on Templates, you can discover the templates by the most used data source. So for example, here you can explore all the LinkedIn ads templates. Or if you, for example, have a specific use case, so for example, you want to create a funnel visualization and you don't want to spend a lot of time by thinking about what are the metrics that I need to integrate here, you probably can go here and find the report that better fits your needs. This opportunity, I'm displaying here this dashboard, and this is related to the product that we already discovered. This one is LinkedIn Pages. You will see here a funnel of the metrics that are important to visualize in a dashboard, also the most relevant metrics around engagement, and you can explore here the visualization page by page. And obviously you can click here and download the templates for free. This is how this report looks like. And here I have different metrics, but also the cool thing that I have here is the setup page. So here I can see everything that is included in every single dashboard. And also I can go here through this menu and discover the metrics and dimensions list. I also can discover more templates. So let's go take a look and see what are the visualizations that are more eye-catchy and more relevant for you. I'm sure this will be the most insightful part of this course, because we are going to understand the measurement of our Facebook and Instagram ads campaigns. These two platforms are probably the most important ones for us as marketers, because here we are measuring every single effort in every single stage of the funnel. And obviously we are reaching to wider audiences than compare what we can do with another platforms. So here I have this template, and this template was created thinking about the structure of the marketing campaign. So for example, when you are part or when you are focused on the upper part of the funnel, you're thinking probably on reaching more and more audience. But when you are in the middle and when you are in the bottom of the funnel, you're probably thinking about the conversion. So that's what we are going to see here, and I'm going to display different metrics to help you understand better what are the different metrics that you need to integrate in a report like this. This template is included with the 14-day trial of our Facebook and Instagram ads connector. So well, here I'm looking at this first page, and I'm displaying all the impact metrics and all the efficiency metrics, and obviously the effectiveness ones. Here I have only the numbers that are important for us as marketers and us as advertisers. So for example, if you are working on a media agency, this could be a really important report to deliver to your team. Also, you will find here different stages of the funnel. In the first stage, you will see all the awareness metrics, and here is a complete view of every single metric that is important to track on a different campaign. So here you will see that there is the awareness part of this funnel. And this one is showing me the actions that are more relevant to measure in terms of reach and obviously impressions. Here I also have metrics that are important for me as an advertiser because I'm controlling here the frequency of my ads. Here I also have some metrics about the amount spent, the impressions, and the reach delivered. I also have some other metrics that are important to me, going deeper into every specific campaign. So here, for example, I have different campaigns, and I also have here the most relevant metrics that help me interpret better the performance of my campaign. So for example, if I'm paying for an impressions campaign, probably I will be focused on creating more content related with videos or something, and that is a piece of content that is more relevant or more meaningful for our audience. So here's what I'm visualizing in this first part of the funnel. And the other thing is the engagement by platform. So as you can see here, I have both of them because I have a campaign that runs on Facebook, another campaign that is running at the same time on Instagram. So this is a complete visualization of your campaigns in only one dashboard. Here I also have information about the campaigns, and here is like the same content that we are seeing in our native platform of Facebook ads. So here I wanted to replicate all the metrics and obviously integrate a cool part of the visualization that is part of Google Data Studio, and this one is the heat maps. I also have here the spend of awareness campaigns, and if I go to the next page, I will see all the consideration metrics. And this part, I want to focus more on the engagement and how people are getting my message. So it is not the same to reach a lot of people than only creating content to make an action happen. So for example, when you ask someone to go to your website and see this new pair of sneakers that you have in your marketplace. So this Facebook ads funnel template is helping you to display your key metrics of awareness, consideration, and conversion. You obviously can keep an eye on every single KPI by stage of the marketing funnel. Through these real-time charts, you can be able to display the information, to share that with your team, and obviously improve the Facebook ads performance. This template was created with real use cases and inspired by real marketers, which means it can be perfect for your business to visualize metrics such as impressions, clicks, CTR, CPC, amount spent, and many more. So let's take a look to the graphs that are included here in the part of consideration. I have here different charts. The first one is the behavior, so in terms of the amount spent, and the most relevant action of the consideration phase, which is clicks. I also have here the number of unique clicks, so this one is giving me an idea of how many unique clicks made by a single user are produced with a single campaign. And obviously here I have the click links. The click links are different from the clicks, because when you click on any part of the content or the piece of content that you are seeing in your newsfeed, you probably are clicking to someone's name who was tagged, or probably a hashtag, or you only click to open the picture of you, or you click to give us a like. So for example, this is different from the click links. So if my objective is to lead people to our website, probably the main metric that I need to follow or I need to track is this one, the click links. And here the CTR, that it is also a really good indicator of performance in terms of consideration campaigns. Let's take a look to the next page, and here I'm focused more on analysis of the conversion. So the conversion is different from the consideration phase because here I'm asking for a specific thing that, for example, could be a purchase or a download. So in this case, if it is like the latest part of the funnel of this consumer journey, so probably I will take a look more to this specific section of this template. So here, for example, I have the cost per landing view. This is in Colombian pesos, so that's why this is a huge amount here. And also I'm visualizing the information about the landing page views, and it depends and it changes between one industry to another. So it is so different to see, for example, a huge brand such as Coca-Cola or as Kellogg, and it is so different from a SaaS industry. So you cannot expect the same price to pay the same price for a user who is consuming a beverage like a common one versus someone who's more specialized in a specific industry. So that's the difference between the price. So probably the recommendation here is you to keep your own benchmarks based on your experience, based on the previous month, based on the previous year, and obviously considering the changes on the algorithm of these platforms. So that was only a hack that I really recommend you to implement and keep in mind every time you're reading data. So probably it will be so different from one industry to another. Here I have almost the same charts, and I'm visualizing only this information for the latest or for the very final part of our funnel. If I want to go deeper, this page was created for that reason, because we want to see what are our main ads, what are those meaningful interactions that we receive from our audience. Here I also have the cross between two metrics such as impressions and reach. I also have the post engagement. I also have the CTR and many metrics that are integrated here to make me read this information faster and get some highlights from what I'm seeing here. Here I also have a funnel, so I here visualize the full funnel in different phases of this marketing campaign. So here, for example, I have all the impressions, I have the links, and I have the landing page views, which are the main, or which is the main metric that I need to track here. And in the last part, in this section, this is more useful when you are trying to get better information of your audience. So where they live, what is the platform that they are looking at. And this is the last page of this report. Well, I have here information of my audience. What are the devices that they use the most, and obviously how I can understand better how to target my audience in terms of usage of this platform and their device, their gender, their location, their age. So everything that it's important to me to make better decisions around the budget. So here, for example, I have some demographics. It depends about the main objective of my brand. So if it is a specialized product, and so I need to track the information of their gender. I also have information of their age. So probably it is different from your page, because our audience probably they don't have like a date, or probably because we are targeting more audiences that are pages of companies than or analysts than a real person themselves. So here I also have information about the location of our ads. So here I can see the region. They are more here on Colombian territory. because my target audience will be here. And also I have the information about my spend, the leads, the impressions. But you might be wondering how I can read this information, or how can I compare to other devices, or let's see. So here I have a filter, and what I do is to apply the filter based on the publisher platform, or if I want, I can change it by device, or I can change it by page. So everything depends on the type of or the category of the campaign that I have here. In this case, I'm only using Facebook and Instagram, and let's see what happens. So here I also have a number to make me understand better how is that distribution or the breakdown between these two platforms. Well, that's been this journey. I really enjoyed teaching you a little bit about how to integrate this data based on the funnel, on the marketing funnel, and how it is important to visualize the right metrics according to your company or according to your campaign objectives. If you build your own reports, you have to establish these parameters from the beginning with the teams you are working with. Your dashboards will always have to be up to date. And if the proper design is used, it will be visually appealing to your clients or stakeholders. The best part of automating your reports on Google Data Studio or any other visualization tool is that they don't need to have a lot of maintenance. Automated dashboards are basically set and forget reporting tools. I hope you like this course, and if you find it useful, please share it, like it, and don't forget to press the subscribe button. But before you leave, here is a recap with 8 steps to create your social media report. Keep your objectives in mind. No objectives, no roadmap to create a report. Determine what is going to be your deliverable according to your target audience. Use filters based on periods to report, content, messages, and it will help you to have one report with multiple usages. Create charts and tables to analyze your data faster. Highlight the most relevant numbers and results. Blend cross-channel data when delivering a full report. Imagine having the total digital spend in only one dashboard. Make the KPIs the main character of your reports. Create custom metrics such as engagement rate, click-through rate, view-through rate, and many more. Imagine a story and try to tell it using data. Starting with the most important for your team to make an action. Place a hook for your story at the very beginning of your report. Then develop it and wrap it up with a powerful action to be taken and a learning. Design your report. Be an artist. Colors, layouts, fonts are important. Your reports are part of your brand, the most important one. Deliver actionable information, not only numbers. Be concise and be remarkable. Now it is time to say goodbye and report happily ever after. If you found this video useful, let me know in the comment section what you have learned. Remember to go to the portermetrics.com gallery and make your reporting simpler. Follow me on social media, subscribe to this channel, and stay tuned for more. See you next time.